In the next 20 years, we'll experience 100 years of technological advancement. That's how fast technology is improving. So if you want to know more about cool emerging technology innovations like self-healing 3D printing houses, artificial general intelligence, and even technological penile enlargement, just keep watching. And wait till you hear what we have to say about autonomous flying drones. It will blow your mind away. Without further ado, let's dive into the future. How small can a robot actually get? Well, currently the smallest robot ever created was only 120 nanometers and looks somewhat similar to WALL-E. The robot that's 1/1000th the thickness of human hair has a shell made of a barium titanate and a core of cobalt ferrite. For constructing this tiny robot, Professor Satiq Batal received a Guinness World Record, but it doesn't stop there. So far, scientists have been able to construct nanoscale motors, shuttles, switches, and cars. The smallest of these are molecular switches that go on or off based on molecules going through conformational changes. But that's only the beginning. The models can also smash that like button, just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, the models can be 3D. They can walk or they can be DNA-based. However, scientists are trying to build nanobots that are capable of something called collective motion. Similar to human muscles, scientists want to move very tiny light-activated nanosheets that slide in a motion similar to the movements found in your biceps. If you think about it, when you flex a muscle, thousands upon thousands of muscle fibers flex at the same time to make the giant muscle move. Collective motion is very similar. When this becomes possible in the future, we could implant nanomuscles inside our bodies, but the nanobots could also be used for transporting drugs and information to a specific part of our body. Nanocars, for example, have spherical wheels, rotating axles, and molecular chassis, and are powered using light. Shortly, nanotech could revolutionize the healthcare industry with things like precision surgery and targeted drug delivery. Some of the early things that I'm seeing right now with the new models, GPT-5, is maybe this could be the right thing that could pass your qualifying exams when you're a PhD student, says Kevin Scott, Microsoft CTO. GPT-4 and GPT-4o have been considered smarter than a high schooler, but by 2027, if the exponential growth of AI continues, AI could replace researchers and engineers. GPT-5 will bring us one step closer to artificial general intelligence, which is the next chasm humanity has yet to cross. Since new models appear every 12 to 18 months, we can expect GPT-5 to arrive very soon. And based on estimates, if GPT-4 was good at tasks that would take a human being 5 minutes to complete, like summarizing a short document or researching a topic and writing a summary, GPT-5 will be good at 5-hour tasks or at least 50-minute tasks. What would be a 5-hour task? Well, that could range from completing an essay with citations and royalty-free images to reviewing competitors and writing reports. And as companies hire more and more AI assistants, they can begin to use all the computing power to bring us one step closer to AGI. Speaking of OpenAI, one of the major technologies that will radically revolutionize the tech industry is going to be the new Apple OS, the iOS 18. This new update merges with OpenAI's ChatGPT to harness the power of artificial intelligence and turn your Apple device into a magic device. Based on the WWDC Apple event on June 10th, Siri will become one of the most powerful AI assistants. If you forget to set reminders, you can now ask Siri about dinner reservations you made with a friend and get them within a fraction of a second. Did you forget the text your mom sent you about her flight info? Just ask Siri. She will analyze your messages and find the exact flight details while providing real-time flight tracking. So basically, Siri went from a simple robot to Ultron. Also, Apple is trying to revolutionize the education system with their quote-unquote math notes. If the app is half as good as the demo suggests, then people will be lining up to get an iPad for their children. Basically, just by drawing an equal sign after an equation, Math Notes automatically calculates the result. You want to change the equation? No problem. Math Notes will still give you the correct answer. So basically what I'm trying to say is after iOS 18, we'll all be like Joaquin Phoenix in the movie Her. But there was one man who wasn't happy about all this, Elon Musk. Immediately after Apple announced they'd partner with OpenAI for iOS 18, Elon Musk tweeted, "If Apple integrates OpenAI on the OS level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That is an unacceptable security violation." And as a result, he's going to be launching the X phone. Seriously, dude, what's the obsession with the X? There are other letters in the alphabet. But anyway, the X phone will look something like this. Is that the Excalibur on the back? Whatever it is, the phone looks cool. I'm just hoping it's not going to be the next Amazon Fire phone. The what phone? My point exactly. Even though most of these rumors come from ADR Studio Design on YouTube, there is a possibility Tesla could roll out their very own iPhone. But it seems like that's not something the company is looking forward to. Musk himself confessed, "I certainly hope it does not come to that, but yes, if there is no other choice, I will make an alternative phone." And if that hope becomes reality, estimates say that this phone won't be ready before 2030 and that the price will be between $800 and $1,200. But besides being able to mine coins on Mars, how would it be better than the new phones we have now? Oh yeah, it would use the Grok AI chatbot instead of ChatGPT. 1 month ago, Boston Dynamics retired their old Atlas robot and replaced it with this. It might look like a creepy dystopian robot, but there's a pretty good reason why BD replaced its old model with this new one. The previous Atlas was not dynamic enough. But wait, if the model that can do a backflip and stand upright isn't dynamic, what's the new robot capable of? Well, they're calling Atlas 001 one of the most capable, useful mobile robots. Thanks to perception and control, Atlas can adapt in an instant using depth sensors to navigate the obstacles around it. Atlas can also use its hands to move objects and interact with the real world while also being helpful. For difficult tasks, Atlas can predict how its movement will evolve and adjust based on those predictions. All in all, Boston Dynamics is trying to build the first robot that will join the workforce. Meanwhile, Sightful, an Israeli company, is looking to challenge conventional laptops. Laptops will never look or feel the same. Sightful's SpaceTop G1 laptop combines augmented reality with a laptop to eliminate the single biggest drawback of postable laptop screen size. By incorporating Xreal's AR glasses into the G1, Sightful built a 100-inch screen that floats over the real world and works in any lighting. So now, you will no longer feel squished in the middle seat in economy class, unable to complete simple errands on your laptop. The laptop feels like a Chromebook minus the Android apps. You can open multiple windows, think 5 or more, and work without interruptions thanks to the powerful G1 processor. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The demo looks cool, but this laptop is not designed for intensive workloads like video editing. And one of the features I love most about the G1 is that you can never lose that damn pointer. Thanks to machine learning algorithms, the pointer appears exactly where you want it immediately. What if I told you that people will become immortal? You call BS, right? Well, according to Brian Johnson, a centimillionaire, a guy with a net worth of over $100 million from Venice, California, says that dying is optional. In other words, you can evade death simply by not listening to your rascal brain. That and downing 111 pills every day and attaching a small jetpack to your John Jr. to monitor nighttime erections. Brian Johnson has spent $4 million of his own money developing Blueprint, a life extension system, and to him, eating pizza at 1 a.m. or getting less than 8 hours of sleep is considered an act of violence. And it seems like other billionaires are buying into the concept of immortality. While Johnson is wearing a baseball cap that shoots red light into his scalp and collecting his own stool samples, Jeff Bezos and Peter Thiel are investing in Unity Biotechnology, a company whose goal is to slow or reverse aging. Johnson's body management decisions are outsourced to a team of doctors whose goal is to build an immortal human being. If this system is successful, maybe Blueprint will be available to the general public. Although, I don't know how many people would give up pizza, burgers, and sex for immortality. Stepping back from immortality and analyzing stool samples, Microsoft is looking to change the way we collaborate in the workplace. The Microsoft HoloLens will change how experts collaborate and train new recruits. The HoloLens can also be used for immersive gaming experiences. Unfortunately, the first HoloLens was discontinued, and Microsoft is looking towards the future to create an even better successor. Using AR, the HoloLens will allow teams of workers to collaborate in real time with no setbacks or delays. Speaking of no setbacks, As the world becomes more interconnected, the demand for more bandwidth increases. Satellite 5G is slowly becoming a reality thanks to companies like Starlink. And while the 5G network is slowly being built, 6G is in its early stages of development. China and the US are filing more and more patents on 6G technology, more than any other country in the world. Experts are predicting that 6G will be available in the early 2030s, but that's just the start. As AI becomes smarter, some expect artificial intelligence will help design and optimize the 6G architectures, protocols, and operations. As electric vehicles and EV tolls like air taxis become mainstream, we will need to reimagine our urban streets. The Hyundai urban mobility hubs aim to solve precisely that question. Designed in the shape of a 10-pointed star, each of the tips of the S-Hub stay acts as a docking station where passengers will board one of the S-Link purpose-built vehicles, or PBVs. Above the S-Hub, there's a helipad for eVTOL aircraft connected with the base through an elevator. The S-Hub will also have an emergency shelter and a warehouse or utility room right beneath the S-Hub. They also envision an S-Hub clinic, which looks structurally similar to an S-Hub stay, but it's designed for transporting sick patients. Hyundai even designed an S-Hub skyport where all of the eVTOLs would take off and land, reducing noise pollution in the cities. 2 years ago, a company called SpinLaunch decided to throw small satellites into space by spinning them at high speeds and releasing them vertically into the air. The system works similarly to a medieval trebuchet, where the projectile is hurled into the air using kinetic energy. Here's a camera being thrown into space. After 10 test flights, their satellites have been able to reach an altitude of 9,000 meters or 30,000 feet. Today, they're building their own ultra-low-cost satellites by removing the middlemen and retaining performance. The company's ultimate goal is to launch satellites of up to 200 kilograms into space using SpinLaunch. Since we're on the subject of powerful spinning rings, what happens when you cross Sauron's ring of power with AI? You get Google's Galaxy Ring. It even sounds cool, like something Thanos would destroy the Avengers for. Well, Samsung announced the release of the Galaxy Ring during the Mobile World Congress 2024, and the unveiling shocked the entire food industry. Wait, don't you mean tech industry? I thought so too, but apparently not. According to Korean news company Chosun Biz, the Galaxy Ring will pair with the Samsung Food app to give you food suggestions based on your taste preferences, caloric needs, and seasonal food, all with the power of AI. It's basically like wearing a nutritionist on your finger. That sentence is weird. It will also pair with the Samsung Smart Fridge and your Samsung Oven to give you recipe suggestions. Seems like Samsung's new ecosystem will be the Smart Kitchen. While penile enlargement procedures are becoming more and more prevalent, surgical procedures are painful and pumps are rarely effective. Therefore, scientists are looking to emerging technologies to change the lives of those looking for penile enhancement. Regenerative medicine is one such promise. The technology aims to stimulate the body's healing processes and increase tissue growth. Tissue engineering using biodegradable scaffolds that mimic the structure of penile tissue is another promising alternative that could become popular in the future. After releasing the CyberDog, Xiaomi is looking to replace its old CyberDogs with the second model. CyberDog 2 uses bio-inspired design to create the perfect robotic pet. Using facial recognition software and cameras in the head, it easily recognizes its owner. Then, just tell it to roll over, and it will. Tell it to jump off the couch and do a backflip, and it will. Tell it to follow you around town without bumping into strangers on the street, and guess what? It will. It even has voice recognition and can talk back to humans. In a way, this is the world's first talking dog. So if you love dogs but you're allergic to hair, then the CyberDog 2 would be your perfect companion. Will CyberDog 2 replace dogs? No. It will be another type of dog. Meanwhile, a different robot looking to integrate into everyday life is... As companies look to build humanoid robots, Naver Labs developed Ambidex. Their main focus is creating a robot with arms that work similar to those of human. The robot's arm uses cable-driven mechanisms and weighs only 2.6 kilograms, which is lighter than a human arm. Similar to a human arm, Ambidex's arm has 7 degrees of freedom. This means you can high-five and hug the robot without fearing it will crush you. The lightweight design allows Ambidex to peel potatoes, assemble furniture, and even play ping pong. Currently, Naver Labs is using haptic devices to teach Ambidex how humans perform tasks. The The robot learns quickly and will soon be incorporated into our daily lives. Imagine this. You go to the local train station. You board a train-like tube, which is later transported to the airport. The tube attaches to the bottom of a large delta-shaped wing with a wingspan of 49 meters. The tube can shift between a 162-passenger plane and a 21-ton cargo base. The Delta wings have two powerful engines mounted on the top and can fly short-range flights of up to 2,200 kilometers, reaching speeds of Mach 0.78 and cruise altitude of almost 40,000 feet. The quick mount and dismount systems would allow 9 rotations per day instead of the current 7. Although this is still a concept, it could become a reality as AI-operated aircraft become popular. 3D printed houses have been around for some time. Self-healing concrete has not. 3D printed houses offer you the freedom to design the house you like. The drawback? It's made of concrete which cracks over time. All of that can be fixed using self-healing concrete. Self-healing concrete mimics the healing process of the human body. The special concrete contains fibers or capsules. Whenever a crack forms, the capsules break, releasing the adhesive liquids inside that seal the crack instantly. The technology relies on bacteria that are incorporated into the concrete mixture during the building phase. This is a 3D printed human being. The weird thing? It's smaller than a grain of sand. That's right, NanoScribe can now print majestic 3D models with insane accuracy at a size and scale never seen before. And the printing is done in 3 stages. First, they need to scan the actors and models that they will use in the second stage, AKA digital 3D rendering. With the renders created, they load them into the NanoScribe, which uses something called 2-photon nanolithography. That's just a fancy term for saying the printer can create a satellite 22,000 times smaller than the original. They shoot a laser at a photosensitive laser that polymerizes and forms a solid microscopic object. Starting with Uber Elevate, everyone was trying to cash in on the eVTOL craze. With the advent of AI, driverless air taxis are finally possible. Some companies like Volocity were trying to unveil their air taxis during the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. However, Parisian bureaucracy didn't give them the necessary permits. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, China became the first country to issue permits for driverless flying air taxi services. Following the trend, South Korea built the very first flying taxi testing site at UAM Grand Challenge, Korea. As AI gets more advanced, driverless taxis will become part of our everyday lives. Valkyrie is the first autonomous fighter jet that's flown by AI and is capable of taking out targets within a 3,000-mile radius. As the race for AI supremacy between the US and China continues, the United States seems to be winning the race. The Valkyrie is fully integrated, mission-capable, and costs less than $10 million to build. The drone weighs around 2,500 pounds, roughly the same as a Prius, with a wingspan of 27 feet and a length of 30 feet. It has a range of 3,000 miles and can carry 1,800 pounds of weapons under its wings and internally. Even though it's still undergoing testing, weapons manufacturer Kratos is confident Valkyrie will be flying for the US Air Force in the years to come. Here's another video AI enthusiasts loved watching. This is AI Exposed, demystifying the world of artificial intelligence, one video at a time.